Oh, hey guys, how are we? Well, it's really cold. Sunday afternoon here, and things are open. So they've got the Christmas stalls open here, and people are doing their last minute Christmas shopping, bit of ice skating, and the sort. So, yeah, interesting time. So it's busy. Well, it looks like they're well and truly en route to destroy the global economy, and I'm expecting things to get pretty hairy in the near future, possibly in the new year. And one of the things that I'm particularly interested and I've got my eyes on is actually the airline industry. So you can imagine that with restricted travel, like what we've experienced in the last 2 years, that a lot of these airlines are going to go into receivership in the not too distant future. I would imagine that, purely because those planes are leased, they're not bought. Not only are they leased, but there's certain upkeep that has to be done, like maintenance. So certainly don't have any stocks in or shares in the airline industry. So not touching that. I did see somebody talk about precious metals as a good investment, and I'm certainly not advocating any investment advice or anything like that. Problem with precious metals, they're hard to take with you, and particularly with some places that will have restrictions on what you can take across borders. You could find yourself in some real trouble if you go down that route. So I certainly would hazard against that. There's other ways to store your wealth, and if you're staying put in your location, then by all means it's a great store. So but anyway, if not, yeah, it's going to be difficult for you. So just in the foreground here, in my background, so you see that there's a bit of an ice skating rink there, and I don't think it'll take much to keep the ice frozen at the moment. So yeah, but yeah, certainly looking at what's happening with the global economy, and gee, that's loud Christmas tunes. Yeah, so anyway, there's some interesting data coming out at the moment, and I would just really be cautious at this point in time. I think in the new year we could see some really strange things taking place. So yeah, still looking at what our options are for relocation. We've even toyed with the idea of buying a yacht, buying a camper van. Camper van is like a Winnebago if you're American, and just sort of traveling around in that. But it makes it particularly difficult, particularly with various statuses, and yeah, so I'm not 100% sold on that one at the moment, but certainly something that we're looking at. But in saying that, the new year is going to hold some surprises, I think, and as I said, my number one thing on the radar for me is the economy, and I just don't see how you can sustain an economy in the current some people. Yeah, I just don't know how you can sustain an economy, and I'm talking the global economy, in the current way that a lot of governments are doing it. You look at Thailand, you look at just different places that are opening up and then closing, opening up and then closing, and they're desperate for the tourist dollar, but for some reason they just open up and then close down again. They bring out restrictions and mandates, and then they change their mind. So who knows? The problem is that the people who have small to medium-sized businesses are getting absolutely pummeled. It's just hard because when you've got a business, you've got your outflows, so you've got your expenses. Hard to get the income. So just because somebody decides to shut an economy down doesn't mean that you're going to be looked after. I mean, you got bills to pay. So I think in the next little while we're going to see a lot of these businesses that have been able to withstand a lot of this economic headwind, I mean gale force winds, are really just going to feel a big winter chill. So it's going to be really interesting times, and can't stress it enough. Just make sure you're in the right place at the right time. Set yourself up. Make sure you've got a little bit of reserves in a whole heap of different areas, including food. So I know that sounds a little extreme, but I just think we just don't know how these supply chains are going to be affected. I certainly have been following what's happened in the US. And rather than deal with a backlog of tankers and freight ships that want to unload, what they've actually done is push the freight ships, cargo ships, back out to sea beyond the horizon, so they can't be seen. And it's just not a way to deal with things. So anyway, just some more of my thoughts. I just thought I'd do another quick video and just say, hey, look, keep an eye open for that. And the next couple of months are going to be particularly interesting. I've got a lot of different ideas about where things are going, but I certainly won't be sharing it on YouTube. So anyway, go to Overseas Exiles Facebook group and sign up and join the discussion. And the forum will be back up and running in the next week, I'd say, so if not sooner. And we'll continue on from there. All right, guys.